All right, let's go see how this game one turned out. All right, so for YouTube, uh, we've already seen game two of this set. I was a little bit behind to getting to the cast, and I kind of messed up um, with the first game. I tried doing some trickery that I thought would work, and it didn't. Um, so we already know the result of game two, and frankly, I think I know the result of game one as well, but not going to, of course, mention that and spoil things. With that said, this was game one of a set between Red Hot Chili Peppers, that's pimentbd, and Harya. Piment is in the dark blue playing as the Chinese. This was the first time we saw Chinese in this tournament. Um, and I mean, they're known for their strong eco, good archer play. I believe they get cheaper techs as well. Yep, more pop space from TCs. Um, like they're considered more difficult for lower elo just because you've got to manage that early game a lot differently than most other civs do. And it can lead to a lot of idle TC time. For what it's worth, Piment had an almost perfect Chinese start. Actually, a perfect Chinese start. Only 25 seconds of idle TC time, so he's 2 Vils ahead. Um, Harya is playing as the Bulgarians. Russ and I are happy about that. Bulgarians, you, you can think of them as both an infantry and cav civ. It's really more like, you know, I think of them as an infantry civ because that's how I win with them. But conics are also great as well, and pretty common to go into the 3 man-at-arms or 3 militia that upgrade instantly to man-at-arms as soon as you hit feudal. Don't have to tech into it as the Bulgarians. For the other team, we've got WinterZeus, we've got Winterblood in the yellow playing as the Tatars. This is kind of his best civ, or I would consider it his flagship civ at this point. He's played it in a lot of sets. He's really good at getting into the cav archers. And Tatar cav archers get both a good power spike early game with, or early castle age with free thumb ring, and they also get a good power spike in late game with silk armor and just being overall very tanky. Then in the red, we've got Zeus Kakarot playing as the Sicilians. Sicilians, generally when you see it, you think Dungeon Rush. But once you get into later game, they also get the tankier cavalry with Hauberk. First Crusade can be a power spike if you get out a bunch of TCs. That's an instant 35 sergeants that you can go spam at somebody. Oh, sorry. They nerfed that again? Man. When they first launched Sicilians, it was 10 sergeants. Then they made it 7, and now it's 5, but First Crusade also increases conversion resistance, so that's something, I guess. But yeah, generally, when you see Sicilians, you're wary of donjons. We're about halfway through Dark Age at the moment. Pretty equal Vil numbers, except Piment has got that Vil lead from the perfect Chinese start. I know everybody that's watching this on stream right now has already seen this from earlier, just trying to make sure there's consistent commentary since this will go up independently on YouTube. And also, Russ, if you're still there, I did see your video that you posted, and I'll definitely take a look at that to try to improve the OBS setup for next time. But that said, we're hitting 18 Vils across the board. Harya's a little bit behind, Piment's a bit ahead. But not super crazy idle TC times. Zeus was idling it a little bit here, but this is still a pretty good improvement over the previous game that they played against VK and Sushi. There was a lot more idle TC time when he did his strategy on that map. But you can see the mining camp is coming down, and mining camp this early, this low pop as Sicilians, that does mean dungeons. And also some onto the gold for the sergeants. Zeus the only one to click up so far. There's the click up from Winter and Piment at the same time. Piment sending his vills out to gold. Looks like 8 on food, or 8 on wood, 13 on food, and 3 on gold. So 25 pop. I almost wonder if, because I see a lot of 24 pop anymore, 22 plus 2, but I do wonder if it might be a little bit better to go 23 or even 24 plus 2 when you're not when you don't need the, when you're not trying to hit a certain timing. Oh, I accidentally tabbed wrong. My bad. We have blips all over the place. Was gonna go over and try to get stream chat open again, but I think I'm just gonna let it go from here on out as we watch how this game plays out. But yeah, I mean, that was ideal for Piment. It's 10:30 and he's already got Castle Age resources. Just needs to get his buildings up. So it might be worth, coming back to this game if you're trying to improve your fast castle and, copying what Piment did here, taking some tips from it, because this is very clean. Meanwhile, Harya is getting out the man-at-arms, or currently militia, but they're going to be man-at-arms in 25 seconds, and is bringing those on over to Winter's base. And Zeus is putting up a donjon. 1 for defense, made a bunch of sergeants. Sergeants can build more donjons themselves. And here's the attack starting for Harya. In Hideout, in theory, it's pretty easy to get through these palisades, but particularly with Feudal Age units, they don't usually quite have the oomph to make it through before a Vil can come up and wall behind. It's exactly what happened with this one. They got it pretty low. The man-at-arms are doing 6 damage in attack on that palisade there. Scout was doing 5, but actually, is the Scout doing a little less? Yeah, Scout does a little bit less. It's the extra building damage from man-at-arms. Zeus went ahead and is putting up a donjon over on the very corner of Piment's base. Piment saw that and immediately just made a secondary wall, some houses, a barracks, and incorporated the market and the blacksmith that he did in the very start of, when he was going up to castle. The sergeants are battering their way in. The man-at-arms and the scout are still trying to batter their way in, but this has been well defended from Winter so far. And it looks like Zeus was maybe thinking about trying to put a donjon up right on top of the stone. Ended up trying to put it here, but Piment kind of beat him to the punch and put all of his stone vills onto a watchtower, which got up before any of the donjons and immediately started messing with things. Zeus tried putting up another donjon foundation there. It was just barely still in range of the tower, and then tries one a little bit further out, and this sergeant was still able to be ranged. I'm honestly not sure if it could have ranged the foundation or not. It looked like it was right on the edge of the circle. Regardless, a little bit of indecision here from Zeus. And tries putting up a third one. This one can be ranged, so that makes me think the other one could be as well. And gives up on that one as well. My advice is definitely to just commit if you're doing something like that in the future. Did only bring up 3 vills, which might not... I am not sure if 3 vills in a donjon would outshoot 5 vills in a watchtower. My immediate thought is not quite, because they do have the same amount of pierce armor, and dungeons have a little bit more HP. They have 200 more HP in Feudal Age. But yeah, you know, maybe for this strat in the future, you think about, you know, still do this, still get your sergeants ready to make the dungeons, but maybe you bring 5 Vils forward so that they're able to win a tower war. The Man-at-Arms are now 5. They're still trying to make it in, and they have not made it in. Good walls behind from Winter. And, I mean, especially as these numbers get, you know, as the Man-at-Arm numbers increase, it is difficult. Actually, one of them got in here. Yeah, they actually made it through. Okay, so his work was rewarded, but it was also rewarded with, hey, here are the Cav Archers. So they just go ahead and exit the same way they came in, but did get a Vil pick, so that's pretty good for Harya. As you can see, the CA were coming out. That's an early university. Maybe Winter's been gonna take my advice and go early ballistics. A man can only dream. But regardless, like, this CA got pulled out just barely in time. This is microable, but it's not easy, especially with Man-at-Arms. You know, they got faster a couple patches ago. As far as the dungeon rush, we got a third one up here. It ranges the berries, but Piment had abandoned those a long time ago. He also had archers that just got upgraded to crossbowmen. Sergeants don't have great pierce armor, particularly without upgrades. Frankly, it's not even great with Feudal Age upgrades. They get tankier against all things in Castle Age. I don't know if their armor upgrades again in Imp. I don't think it does, but it goes from 2-1 to 4-2 in Castle Age. Crossbows come out, they pick one off, 4 left. The dungeon hasn't been able to kill any of these crossbowmen coming out. Got some damage onto that one, but yeah, no actual kills. He's not denying the reinforcements. Cav archer numbers are up to 9 now, which will definitely be difficult for Harya to contest with what he's currently got. Still 5 Man-at-Arms now. Will become long swordsman once he hits Castle Age. Also have a stray Vil coming out to Outpost. No Loom, by the way. Zeus' economy has kind of suffered at home. Now he is about up to Castle Age resources. Just, it is awkward. Even when you're making, like, I feel like you usually float a ton of gold in Feudal Age if you are making anything except double range archers. Like, if you're making double range archers, it's really hard to keep up your gold, and you've got to have like 8 Vils on gold. But if you're making anything else, it seems like it's hard to spend all the gold because you run out of food or wood first. That's just my take on it. We got a rocket cart out here for Piment, and hey, this is the bit that we didn't get to last time. Rocket cart is going to start trying to shoot down the dungeon, but takes out one of the sergeants, does a lot of damage to the others. His ram's blocking him. Oh, repair comes in time, and now this battering ram will knock down this dungeon. It's also got 5 crossbows in there. They can just eject. They thought about shooting. They decided against it. Now they come out, they kill that sergeant. And now they can just kill these. Rocket cart was fully repaired. It can now begin shooting at the dungeon again. Sergeants get about 200 HP of repair. Vils are here to continue repairing the rocket cart. It's worth trying to shoot the Vils in this situation. But this is just really good micro from Piment. A lot of people would have lost that rocket cart there. Over on this side, the CA are into Harya's base. Took out a Vil on a farm, shooting on the farm proper. Harya did get up a defensive crepost, but this town center is denied at the moment. And Winter has gotten ballistics. This is character development. In previous games, he hasn't gotten ballistics very early, and it's made his raids it's made it harder for him to get effective raids. But see how much easier he kills these vills now that he's got ballistics. We do have some skirms out. These have only fletching, so CA can still take these out pretty effectively. They are doing 8 damage a shot, and it's like 5 going onto the skirms. Is that for Harya? Or is that for Piment? With the outline here, I mean, I'm guessing that's for Piment. He knocks down the second to last donjon. There's still the initial one over here. And yeah, putting down a TC on the gold and a TC on the stone. Man, gonna, you know, talk, like, use my inner T90 here. He's just a boomer. Man just loves to boom. Immediate 4 TCs as soon as he has room to breathe. This donjon is also going to go down. Takes a clean 150 every hit from the battering ram. And yeah, that's pushover. More CA coming out. They are running into long swords. One of them is going to not be microed and die. This one should live. I mean, Harya doesn't have... Well, he does have a woodline, sorry. It was pretty good of him that he kind of walled this off, but the CA are in. They can still do a bunch of damage here. Lots more vills down. Harya's only at 21 vills. So he was definitely... I mean, he's not out of the game. Make that 20 vills. He's not out of the game completely, but these raids absolutely devastated him. I would be a lot more concerned for them if Piment weren't on now 5 TCs. Again, man just loves to boom. I'm choked, he says. I mean, another crep boost was a good call. Getting this other TC up. This will mostly prevent Winter from doing the same thing again. He'd need to bring in Siege to be able to pick off that many vills another time. I guess unless he was able to get in over here. You know, if he shot down this wall, he could deny the stone. But yep, now we're kind of into a bit of a lull, except for the snakes. Why did it have to be snakes? Oh, only... Man, only 1 CA apiece. We're shooting down the snakes. You can see that poison actually ticks pretty quick. They're going to stumble across a Vill from Piment, and he's not going to live very long. Goodbye. Piment's putting up a university. I mean, he's just straight boomed. He got up to 5 TCs, and now all of a sudden he's got 111 Vills. And I mean, he was still consistently making Vills during that entire dungeon rush. But he's going to put up a castle here. That'll prevent the CA raids coming in onto him. Yeah, this is not a great time to try to shoot down this gate. Might be able to pick some of these Vills. Man, good gate here. Man, just... This is forethought that I would not have. You know, I'm happy enough just putting the TCs down. I'm like, I can garrison my villagers, it'll be fine. But no, you put some house walls out, you put a stone gate out, you can still get out, they can't get in. And that's just very well done. Do have a castle drop from Winter onto Harya. Harya also snuck over here and put up a third TC where Winter can't see it, but it is also pretty close. Winter's putting up another archery range here. I think you might see this if you get like town patrol, maybe. 6th TC for Piment. I heard the dulcet tones of dying CA. They have run into the crossbows, and Piment's going to micro him. Yeah, kind of unfortunate there. Got the rocket cart and the battering ram. He's been up to imp for a couple minutes. Zeus is still only on 2 TCs. And is pretty... I mean, he's got 63 vills, so it's not awful. But 63 versus 132 is not ideal. He did put up a layer of stone walls behind his palisades, which is a pretty good call. Not going to be super helpful into Trebs, but if Piment had maybe tried to go for more Castle Age push, like this, the 2 mangonels and the stone walls would have probably stopped all but the most determined Castle Age pushes. Because, yeah, I mean, you know, if he had just sent that rocket card and battering ram forward, they'd have had no problem. But now we've got tons of vills. They'll be dropping a castle, if not 2. Oh, and he started moving those. Obviously, I don't think he knows this is coming. But if he had moved those forward and fired at the right time, he could have denied the castle. Little too late now. Got a bunch of skirms. They are not fully upgraded castle skirms. They still need the second armor. Mangoes are going to cause some problems here, but Piment brought enough vills, and the castle goes up, and mangonels will go down. Goodbye. Piment's gonna yoink a stone. Winter did get up to a pretty decent mass of army again. Issue is he's not Imperial. And this is still... I am curious how close Winter's line of sight is to that. It's not far. Kind of a cheeky play from Harya there. Okay, he does click up to imp right after I say that. Zeus is now housed, and there are traps coming out from Piment. Another layer of wall. I mean, he doesn't have any resources that he's isolating over here. So this is a pretty good play. It's just your castle, you're going into imp, you know, into a player that's imp. That's fully upgraded almost. Arb. He's getting Bombard Tower. Oh boy. And here comes the town center and the villager destruction. TCs just... Trev just obliterate TCs. Even one. Got an Exodus from Zeus. He, this is another thing that he kind of learned from the set against VK and Sushi. A little bit late running with these. Yeah, these skirms are going to have a bad time even against 5 Cavalier. Although the Cavalier don't have full armor. Still going to be tons and tons of ills killed. But, yep. They are just getting rinsed. Harya flagged the CA for Piment, but Piment's castle puts stop to that. He's also going to put up a defensive bombard tower, or 2, or 3, or 4, or 5, or 6. Man, maybe we should clip that. Put it on YouTube Shorts. If Russ or Shoveler wants to do that, I very much give permission. This one, yeah, it's not going to be denied. My goodness. The fact that he just did that at a moment's notice, like, Harya gave him a heads up, but, you know, I saw the word archer, and then all of a sudden, just bombard, bombard, bombard. Craziness. Zeus's base is dying. More bombard towers. These Arbalists can actually take down this TC. It's only got Castle Age armor. So they actually do 3 damage a shot to it. Treb about took out his own Cavalier there. Good little reboom from Zeus. Just, it's not really on top of many crucial resources. Yeah, these are all, you know, he's got his teammates' TCs, and he's taking wood like this, and like this. Save the vills, but didn't necessarily, you know, the thing about running from your base, obviously he had to do it. He had a superior army in his face. Just when you abandon your base, you abandon your, you know, more easily accessible resources. But also, it's not like he could have put it here. The army's already here. There's chain barding for Piment. Do Chinese get plate barding? They do. Okay. They are quite the jack of all trades, Civ. This is going to be a very, very dead palisade gate. And this is going to be a feast. Cavaliers will say, ooh, yummy. Like, 70 vills. Don't you love having 70 vills just served up to you on a platter? Because these Cavalier absolutely do. And there's the Arbalest in behind. He just kind of completed the circuit there. Harya even got out some Conics. He's going to come over here and mess with Zeus's just barely reconstituted eco. Pikes will help against the horsed Conics, but once they get unhorsed, they become infantry and they keep bonking. Yeah, just a massacre. This was a pretty good game overall. Well done from Winter, putting a lot of pressure on Harya. You know, Winter took Harya out of the game for a while, and then Piment took Zeus out of the game. You know, so a little bit of, like, it wasn't exactly equal. Piment did it a little bit more thoroughly. Winter never fully got Harya's base down before he had to come back and try to deal with this. But even so, it was a really well-played game from both teams. I think that Winter and Zeus can keep thinking about going for this strategy. Just a few tweaks to the dungeon rush. Like I mentioned earlier, I think bringing the 5 vills to put in the dungeons will enable winning, you know, potentially winning some tower v tower fights. And just, you know, in the event that something like that happens again, where the person they're attacking gets the tower up faster than the attacking dungeon, they can just, you know, especially if you think it's on the, like, close to the edge of the range of the tower, just commit to it. I mean, yes, it would suck if you lost that foundation, but if you're building it with 6 sergeants, that shouldn't be an issue. And if you've got one of your sergeants getting, you know, pot shots taken at it, maybe you just move him and, you know, see if he's able to wedge in between his fellows. We have Trebs trying to take out the bombard towers in Winter's own base. That's, yep, and the CA have died. The Arbalest mast is superior. Silk Armor is good. These are tanky. They only take 3 damage a shot. But there's enough ARBs here that the mast didn't quite pull it back. So I'm guessing Winter's messages weren't coming through, because I only saw Piment's there, but the GG was called. So yeah, that was game 1. We've already seen game 2. I'm going to put them up separately on YouTube. But thank you guys for watching.